Today we farewell Chandpur and made our way to Dhaka. If you are ever lucky enough to visit Bangladesh, you must visit Chandpur. It is hot, it is dirty, it is chaotic, but it's also a little less rushed than Dhaka, and the tuk-tuks are so much fun. And the surrounding countryside is so beautiful. Our return journey again was on the ferry. We had smaller 2-berth cabins on this vessel. Each had a television, which was merely a prop. The fans, luckily, were not. A notice in Bengali clearly outlined the responsibility that the ferry company takes for your possessions while on board. This is exactly none. Before the ferry left the terminal, men were fishing off the back of the boat. As it prepared to leave, a siren sounded and the men quickly gathered their fishing poles and ran for the dock. On board this ferry was a cafe that served all kinds of food, including fish, presumably not caught off the stern, snacks, tea and coffee. The latter came in espresso-sized paper cups, sweet and milky. Also on board was a man who would repair your shoes, a good use of the 3.5-hour cruising time. Men also wandered the deck selling all kinds of refreshments, including custard puddings, assortments of nuts and ice creams. About 20 minutes from the ferry's destination, a small boat with an outboard motor drew up alongside, and these men jumped aboard before it sped away again. Evidently, these hawkers are not licensed to sell on the ferry. Daily they board at the halfway point and sell as much as they can before abandoning the ship before the authorities catch them. Their exit was quick and graceful, testament to the fact that they go through this daily multiple times on multiple ferries. Also observed from our deck were the hundreds of brickworks along the river. These produce bricks exclusively for the local market. Bricks are used to pave paths and roads, as well as being by far the most popular building material. The mud for the bricks is dredged from the bottom of the river. It's mixed with sand and fired in the multitude of chimney stacks to be found all along the river. The boats transporting the mud and sand are so laden they sit barely above the waterline. The cargo is unloaded by men who carry mud or sand-filled baskets on their heads off the barges, up the boat ramps, and they dump it in huge piles further up the bank. Labour is cheap, so this is undertaken by gangs of many men. It's like watching ants at work.
খুব সাধারণ বাংলা ভাষী এক জাতি শোষণ জুলুম অত্যাচারী জ্বলতো না ঘরের বাতি এক যে ছিল।
Having arrived back in the capital, we were ferried away from the ferry to the Biraganga Riverview restaurant. This rooftop restaurant has a magnificent view of the ferry terminal and river. We enjoyed a delicious lunch in the air conditioning before leaving for the Asan Manzil, more commonly known as the Pink Palace.
আরো কত বর্বরতা 25শে মার্চের রাতে কোলের শিশু মরলো তারা আঘাতের পর আঘাতে অবশেষে বীরের বেশে।
This building was built in 1872 and was the home to the Nawab of Dhaka. This title refers to the largest Muslim landowner in Dhaka. Though not a sovereignty, the title was recognised by royalty and governments, including Queen Victoria, who made the role hereditary. As the Nawab became less influential, the building became less cared for, and for a short time it was a slum. In 1982, the Bangladeshi government purchased Asal Manzil, and today it is a museum and popular tourist attraction. Rooms have been preserved and renovated to show what it had been like at the height of the Nawab's influence and the building's grandeur. Among the most impressive rooms are the billiard, dining and ballroom. The latter has a mural painted on the wall showing the colonial men and women dancing in elaborate suits and ball gowns, while the locals sit on the floor watching. Photographs are not permitted, though locals seem preoccupied with taking selfies and photos. One of the locals assured me it was fine to do so also, and the museum security seemed not to care. The money shot, however, is from outside, where the building is grand, proud and unapologetically pink. When Kawa Abdul Ghani built the palace in 1859, he called it Rang Mahal, colourful palace, because he painted it a different colour every year depending upon his mood. It is now pink, and it will remain so as a museum.